Hello and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Jess and today we're going to be trying some new makeup products. Now I don't think these are actually new products, but they are new to me. Ryan's cousin sent me a box of goodies, so we have a bunch of stuff in here to try. Again, not new by any means, but new to me. This is not necessarily going to be a wear test, this is just going to be like a first impressions. It's about 1:30, so it's a little late in the day for me to do a wear test, but I will do a couple check-ins throughout the day before I wash my makeup off so you can see how everything is wearing. Before we get into the video, if you could subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it, and give this video a like if you enjoy it, and let's just jump right in and get started with trying some new products. Now I've already prepped my skin with moisturizer and sunscreen, but there is a primer in the box. I'm not really a big primer person, but I figured we could try it out. I'm just going to use my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer to give the primer a fair shot, you could say. This is the NYX Marshmallow Primer. Now I've heard a lot about this, but I obviously haven't tried it myself because I'm not a primer person, but we are going to give it a shot today and see how it wears. I'm going to put on my headband and get my bangs out of the way. All right, let's give it a good couple pumps. I don't know how much of this I need to use, but I have 3 pumps here, so we'll see if that's enough for my face. I mean, it kind of just feels like a moisturizer, so I mean, that's kind of a good sign. If you're new here, my skin is more on the dry side and also kind of sensitive as well, so we'll see how this works throughout the day. Again, I'm going to be using my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. This is in the shade Light 6W. This is more of my like summer shade. I am a little more tan on my body compared to my face, so we are still going to use this shade today. I'm going to apply this off camera and I'll be right back. We're back and my foundation is on. Also, apologies in advance if you see my cats in the background. It's the afternoon, so it's currently playtime, but it'll probably be nap time fairly soon. And now we're going to do our concealer. Typically I would do blush and then concealer, but I do not have a new liquid or cream blush to try out. So we're going to jump in with the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer. This is in the shade Porcelain. This might be a little light, but we're gonna go for it anyways. This is not a new product, if I remember correct. I don't think I've used it in the past either, but we're gonna give it a shot. I'm just gonna do a couple dots under my eyes. I'm going to do a couple dots on the eyes too because I think I'm going to do a little bit of eyeshadow. Nothing too wild. I'm literally just running some errands today, so we're not going to get too crazy with it, but I have a couple eyeshadow products to try, so we might as well put some concealer on the eyelids to prime them a little bit. If you've been around, then you know that I do not actually use primer on my eyelids. I just use concealer. So the shade actually isn't bad. It actually matches pretty well, but it's not really, I might have put too much foundation under my eyes. I typically don't put foundation under my eyes, but I might have gotten it a little too close because I can't really, it's not really noticeable. I'll probably add a little bit more. See if maybe we can build up the coverage. I don't need a ton of coverage under my under eyes, but might as well see if it's buildable. The shade is actually working out pretty well, so that's good because I'm actually almost out of the concealer that I've been using, which is a ColourPop one. So this will be good to add into my rotation as long as it doesn't irritate my eyes. My eyes aren't super sensitive, but they do tend to sometimes get watery when I'm wearing makeup closer to my eyes, so we'll just have to see how that goes throughout the day. I don't typically set my face because, again, I have a drier skin type, but we do have the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop setting powder here. So I'm going to set my eyelids and probably set my face a little bit, not a lot, maybe just where I'm going to put bronzer and blush since they're powder products instead of liquid or cream. I'm just going to do like the lightest dusting of powder, basically just on my cheeks and like my forehead, where I'm going to be using those powder products. want to set my face too much, obviously, because I don't want it to dry out, but I don't really have time to wait to put on blush and bronzer because I have errands to run, so we're just gonna do that. So far, so good. Again, I just did like the lightest dusting, so it's not looking too bad so far. We'll just have to see how it wears throughout the day. There's no eyebrow pencil in here, so I am going to just use my NYX Micro Brow Pencil. This is in the shade Brunette. If you've been on my channel for a while, then you know I love this eyebrow pencil. So I'm just going to fill my brows in real quick, and then we'll be right back to do the rest of the face. There was no brow pencil, but there is a brow gel. This is the NYX Brow Mascara, Tinted Brow Mascara. This is in the shade Espresso, so it might be a tad dark for my brows currently since my hair is a little more red, but we're going to use it anyways. I'll just go very light on it. This is a product that I know I haven't used in the past because I've mainly just used the NYX Brow Glue. So we'll see how well this holds my brows in place. My brows aren't super unruly or anything like that. They typically will stay with a brow gel, but see how this goes. And honestly, since I filled my brows in already, I don't really see a tint to it, which is totally fine. Again, I mean, the real test with brow gel is if it holds your brow hairs in place. So we're just gonna have to see how it wears throughout the day. All right, we're gonna continue the face now. I have this NYX 3 Steps to Sculpt Face Sculpting Palette, and I'm just now kind of realizing that this is mainly going to be a full face of NYX. So that's fun. NYX is a good drugstore brand that I've used a lot of. So I do really enjoy their products. These are mainly products that I haven't used, which is great. So we are going to dip into this bronzer, and I don't know how this bronzer wears, so we're just going to do a light hand to start with. There is also, it looks like a setting powder in here and a highlighter. Doesn't really say on the back exactly what it is, but this is in the shade Light, which is good because I'm pretty fair. Just gonna do a little bit on, oh gosh, I might have done a little too much on the forehead. This will get covered by my bangs, so I'm not so worried, but that's good to know that you don't need a lot of product. I'm glad I am testing this on my forehead and not on my cheeks. We're just going to add a little bit to the cheekbones. I'm gonna tap off the excess before I go in to this side. I have a window on this side, so I'm gonna try to keep it fairly even on my application, but I might end up applying too much to this side just because of the sun coming in, so hopefully that doesn't happen, but we'll find out. Now I do apply a little bit of bronzer just like on my chin, not a ton, but I'll just put a little bit there. It looks nice so far. It's not patchy or anything. I might have applied a little too much. I mean, in person it's looking a little bit darker than it is on camera, but it's looking pretty good so far. We'll have to see how it wears throughout the day on the ColourPop foundation. Moving on to blush, I have a couple shades of the Sweet Cheeks blushes here. 2 of them are matte, and then 1 is glowy. The glowy shade is Summer Breeze, and then the 2 matte shades are Rosé and Play, and also Summer Breeze. I think I'm going to go with the matte ones for today. Not both of them, but just one of them. But I'm not really feeling a glowy cheek today. So I think we're going to go with Summer Breeze. Rosé and Play is a really pretty like pink color, but this is like very pink. So I think we're going to go with Summer Breeze for today. This is what it looks like in the pan. It's almost like a bronzy kind of blush. I'm, again, going to go in with a very light hand because I don't know how this applies, and I'm a little scared. It is very pretty so far. It's not super noticeable, but that's because I'm like going in with a very light hand because I am afraid to apply too much. It's looking very pretty and it's blending with the bronzer pretty nicely. I definitely need to work on my lighting in here because it's definitely too bright on this side and not bright enough on this side, but we'll get it figured out in the new space soon enough. I might have applied too much now. I do love a good blush though, so don't get me wrong. I'm not mad that I applied a little too much, but it might be a little much for the errands I'm planning on running, so we might have to tone it down a little bit. I am just gonna go in with my sponge and tap that in. I'm not applying any extra product, like any foundation or anything, just, I mean, what's on the sponge, I guess, just to tone it down and blend it all together. It's looking really pretty and I really like the shade. I will try the glow one eventually, maybe once it gets closer to summer. Finishing off the face, this NYX 3 Steps to Sculpt also does have a highlighter shade in here. So I think we're going to try that. It's this shade right here. I feel like it's not really translating on camera, but we can try it out. I have been using like the same highlighters for a couple years now, so if this is a good highlighter for my skin tone, which it's light, so hopefully it is, then that'll be good. It'll give me something else to use. I'm gonna just tap off the excess. Ooh, that's very pretty. Also, I'm just now realizing that I applied my blush first, and I typically apply my highlighter before my blush, and I'm kind of just all mixed up right now. It's very pretty, and it's not like super glittery or anything like that, which is really nice. I don't love a super glittery, chunky highlighter. It's looking very nice so far, but I am going to use my blush brush and just kind of add a little more, not any more blush, but what's left on the brush, just to kind of blend it in a little bit more. Again, because I typically apply blush after my highlighter, so I'm kind of all mixed up right now. Do a little bit on the nose too, since I didn't do that earlier. All right, we are now up close and personal to do a little bit of eyeshadow. This is the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette. This is what it looks like. We got a couple shimmer shades in here and some mattes as well. I'm not going to do anything too crazy because, again, I'm just running errands. So we're just going to do a basic eyeshadow look, and we'll just kind of see how the shadows blend and work together. I think we're going to start with this shade right here, this lightest, kind of, not the lightest matte shade, but the second lightest. I'm just going to apply that into my crease. So far it's blending really nicely. I mean, obviously this is the only shade I've used so far, but this is kind of like my perfect like crease shade for when I'm doing eyeshadow, which I don't typically do eyeshadow, but this is my perfect kind of crease shade for when I am doing an eyeshadow look. So I'm just gonna work that in. I'm gonna put a little bit in the outer corner. Next, I think we're going to use the shade that's right below it, this more like orangey kind of shade. I'm going to use my smaller blending brush and work that even more into the crease, just like a little bit more defined. We'll put it on the outer corner as well. Since this shade is fairly close to the lighter one, it's not doing a ton, but it is just kind of deepening it and adding a little bit more to the eye look so far. And I'm going to go in with that first blending brush that I used and just blend it all together. Make sure there's no harsh lines or anything like that. They're blending together really nicely so far. I feel like NYX is a really good option for drugstore makeup, especially eyeshadows. I think I'm going to deepen it up just a touch more, but with one of the brown shades. I think we're going to just go in with the one that's right next to the orange that we just used. This shade right here, it has a little crown on it. And I don't think any of these have names, no, but there are numbers. This is probably number 8, if I have the numbers correct on the back of the palette. We're gonna just put that in the outer corner. just a little bit more. This used to be like my everyday kind of eyeshadow look back in 2015, 16. When I was like really, really into makeup and doing my makeup all the time. I would just do some oranges in the crease, a little bit of a brown to deepen it up, and then either a shimmer or just like a cream shade on the lid. If I can find a picture of an old makeup look I did similar to this back in 2015 or 16, I will insert a picture right here. The palette that I used back in that time period was the Morphe X Kathleen Lights eyeshadow palette, and I remember watching her YouTube videos and copying them to do all her eyeshadow looks that she was doing. I loved that palette so much. I actually still have it. I promise I'm not using it, but I do still have that palette because it was so good. Sticking with that kind of makeup look that I used to do all the time back in the day, I think I'm just going to put this lightest shade. This is probably number 1. I'm just going to put that on my eyelid. I would use this glitter, but I think it might be a little too much for what I'm doing today. So we're just going to go in with the lightest shade. I'm just going to use my finger and apply it on my eyelids. Oh, that's a lot more pigmented than I thought it would be. I probably could have gone in with a brush, but it's okay. We can blend it with the brush a little bit later. It is kind of hard to apply eyeshadow to your lids with nails this long, but we're gonna make it work. I didn't do a lot, just kind of a little bit to clean up the lid. And so now we're just gonna blend it all together with our blending brush. No extra product on this, just what's been on the brush. All right, I think that's gonna be it for the eyeshadow. First impressions on this, it blends out really nicely, and I'm definitely looking forward to using some of the other shades that are in here. It's just, today's not that day. So I am definitely going to keep using this, and maybe I'll experiment with some more eyeshadow in the future. It's been a while since I've done that, but this might get me back into it because this looks like a really good like everyday eyeshadow palette. Last thing on the eyes is mascara. I'm not going to do any eyeliner today because when I used to do this look back in the day, I was not doing eyeliner. But I do have a new mascara to try. This is the NYX On The Rise Volume Lift Mascara. So we're going to give this a shot. I'm just going to curl my lashes and try this mascara out. If you've been around on my channel for a while, then you know that I do typically prefer more volumizing mascaras over lengthening mascaras. So as long as this one doesn't flake or anything like that, then and hopefully it's a good addition to my routine and I can continue using this. So looking at the brush, it is one of those plastic kind of brushes. I haven't used a mascara with this kind of brush in a really long time because I typically go for other brushes over these on my mascara. It's not that I hate the silicone type of brushes, but I just kind of lean more towards other brushes for my mascara. This is definitely volumizing. Looking at the difference between my lashes, can definitely, I mean, I can see them before, but I definitely can see them now, and they definitely have a lot of volume to them. So far, so good. We're just obviously going to have to see how it wears throughout the day. That's actually looking really nice. And honestly, I'm really happy with how the makeup has turned out today. It's looking pretty good so far, so we'll just have to see how it wears after a couple hours. There are a couple lip products in this box, but if you've been watching my videos, then you know that I've been having some issues with my lips being really dry and just flaky, and so I'm not gonna try any of them today, unfortunately. So this is where we're going to finish off the makeup look for now. I'm going to go fix my hair real quick, and then I'll be right back so we can see the final look. All right, and this is how the makeup turned out. Honestly, like I said, I'm not mad at it, and everything worked really well and seemed to play well together. Probably helps that it's mostly NYX products. Everything seems to be looking really great. My skin doesn't look super dry, which is nice considering I did use a little bit of powder. First impressions, I do really think that this eyeshadow palette is worth it. I mean, I don't know how much this is, but this seems like a great just everyday eyeshadow palette with some good neutrals. There are some shimmers in here, a couple like more fun shades. The pinks look really fun. So this seems like it's a good bang for your buck, you could say. I also really like this blush. It's a very pretty color, and I'm definitely looking forward to using the glowy one. And this just looks really nice on the cheeks. And also the mascara. I didn't think I was gonna hate it, but I am pleasantly surprised, especially because I don't really gravitate towards these kinds of bristles on my mascaras. But again, we're gonna see how everything wears throughout the rest of the day, and I will check in with you later. I'm still inside, but here is what the makeup is looking like in natural light. So far, it's looking really good. I definitely need to figure out where I'm going to be filming getting ready videos in this place, just because I do think as good as it looks, it's not, I might have applied a little too much blush and everything. I'm happy with how everything is looking. We did, again, apply a little too much on my forehead, but my bangs are covering it, so I'm not too worried about that. And we'll just see how it wears throughout the rest of the day. Sorry if you hear any cars driving by, birds, or any background noise. I went onto our patio so I could get some good natural lighting before the sun really sets, so you could see the makeup. It's 6 o'clock now, so it's been probably about 4 hours since I finished my makeup, because I think I finished around 2-ish. I could be wrong, but this is what it's looking like right now. I didn't really do anything super crazy. I literally just went and got my car washed and went to the grocery store. Plus it's nice outside, so it's not like super hot. I wasn't running or anything like that. We were just living our life and having a normal Sunday. I think everything looks really nice. I'm going to have to test the primer more. Again, like I said, I'm not really a primer girly, so I don't typically wear primer, but it doesn't seem to have like broken up my makeup or anything like that. Everything seems to be intact and looking good. Obviously, it's only like a 4-ish hour wear test, so I feel like we can't really tell how it worked because it's only been a few hours. I'll definitely have to test it out some more and maybe do like a longer day wearing it, maybe like a full day, like put on my makeup first thing in the morning and wear it all the way to like 5 or 6 when I hop in the shower and take my makeup off. But everything still looks really great, so I'm happy with that. So I'm definitely going to keep reusing the brow gel because, like I said, I am out of the one that I've been using, and I'll probably interchange the mascara with the ColourPop one that I've been currently using and just kind of switch back and forth depending on what I'm feeling for the day. And the rest of the products I will definitely be using once I, like whenever I get ready for stream or anything like that. I don't really wear makeup during the week, so I won't be wearing it much Monday through Friday, but I will definitely be wearing some of the products like on the weekends when I get ready and go live on stream, or if I'm filming or anything like that. So plus the eyeshadow, I mean, come on, this is just a classic like 2015 2016 eyeshadow look without the like glitter cut crease or anything like that, because I was not one to do cut creases. But I am happy with how everything is looking, so I am going to end the video here because I need to wash this makeup off and hop in the shower. So if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, if you could give the video a like and subscribe before you leave, I would really appreciate it. And let me know down below if there's any makeup products that you think I should try, and I will be sure to check it out. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye.